Hello, fellow alumni, students, and guests. It's wonderful to be with you via this recording on Women's Day 2019. I graduated from CEG in 1971, one of 8 women in a campus filled with thousands of men. I worked for a few years at Electronics Corporation of India Limited, got married, had a baby, and moved to the USA. I started my PhD program when my daughter was old enough to go to school and received my doctorate in operations management from Carnegie Mellon University. I became a software engineering and management leader at Concilium Inc., a public company, and then went on to co-found Retail Solutions, a leader in retail analytics. I retired from Retail Solutions at the end of 2016. But I'm really not retired. I'm an executive in residence at Carnegie Mellon, where I co-teach, develop curricula, and mentor students in their practicums. I'm an advisor to the Bangalore-based women's platform Lead Now. I'm on the board of directors of the Alumni Association of CEG North America, where I provide leadership on the topics of education, career management, and entrepreneurship. And I am the author of Roots and Wings, Inspiring Stories of Indian Women in Engineering. I wrote Roots and Wings with 2 goals. One, to put role models in front of girls who wonder if they should pursue studies in engineering, business, and other professional fields. 2, I wanted to make CEG a globally recognized name in engineering. The 29 CEG alumni whose stories are told in Roots and Wings are studies in inspiration, flexibility, resilience, and entrepreneurship. They all chose to do different things: technical teaching, research, corporate leadership, social entrepreneurship, running of small business, and many other things. It all started with 3 women who graduated in 1943 from CEG and whose degrees were given out in early 1944. Just looking at the degree certificate where the word he was struck out to say she gives you an idea of where things were. The class picture of Rajya Lakshmi, the first woman to graduate with a telecommunications degree, tells you how lonely it was in those days for women in the field of engineering. Sulochana, the first woman to become Chief Engineer Civil Designs at the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board, was never one to shy away from field work, proving a woman can do anything she chooses to do. That was several decades ago. What does it mean to be a woman in the 21st century? I created this word cloud to represent the women of the 21st century. But the great poet Bharatiyar had his eyes on the future, and his poem Pudumai Pen says it all. In it he says, her head held high and looking everyone in the eye, unafraid of anyone because of innate integrity, possessing assuredness born of courage of conviction, the modern woman never feels inferior to any. Let's look at the challenges the 21st century women face. The global issues are enormous. Depending on where you live, the challenges are different. We have water and air pollutions that are reaching levels not safe for humans and other living things. The climate change threatens us at many levels. Fossil fuels contribute to the ecosystem deterioration. Food supply is abundant in some places and scarce in others. We have huge challenges in globalization, health, and human rights. The United Nations created goals in 17 categories to address the global challenges. These are called Sustainable Development Goals, and all the countries are working to achieve these goals by 2030. That's not too far away. Technologies will help deal with these challenges. Every year, Massachusetts Institute of Technology publishes a list of breakthrough technologies. The list for 2019 contains technologies that address many of the global challenges, especially in healthcare and the environment. Artificial intelligence plays a big part in many of them. Let me call out 3 that are my favorites. The first one is the robot dexterity. Industrial robots exist today and they can do a lot of tasks on the assembly line with precision. However, we are a long ways away from when a robot can understand the messiness of the real world. Researchers, including those in my University Carnegie Mellon, are working to make robots figure out how to grasp any object by looking at it just like humans do using artificial intelligence. It is expected that we will have some workable solution in 3 to 5 years. Carbon dioxide catcher is a second favorite. Even though there are many strategies for reducing the generation of CO2, it is still not sufficient to address the climate change problem. We may have to remove the CO2 from the atmosphere to contain the damage. Several companies are working on this problem, and it could take 5 to 10 years to get something viable. It is an extremely difficult problem, but one that must be addressed with technology. My third favorite is sanitation without sewers. As many as 2.3 billion people are without sanitation. Lack of toilets is the major culprit. Technologies are being developed to build a new kind of toilet that's cheap enough, and it not only disposes of waste but also treats it. We can expect to have these viable in a couple of years. But technologies cannot help humanity without the humans implementing them. We need the minds and efforts of women, half the world's population, to work alongside men to overcome the enormous challenges that the next generation will face. Which brings us to the theme of this year's Women's Day, balance for better. Balance as in gender balance, balance as in equal rights, opportunities, and recognition. The questions some will ask, what about men? Why not a Men's Day? I hope a day will come when we celebrate Humans Day, not women, not men, but the lives of humans. Women have a long ways to go to achieve that equality, but we can get there with everyone working together. Every human being in this world can play a role in advancing gender balance. It is in the interest of the world economy. Let girls have the same access to technology that boys have. Don't promote gender stereotypes. Bring up the girls to have aspirations. Value women's work, wherever it may be. Promote women to powerful decision-making roles. Encourage girls who want to blaze a path go where no women have gone before. Working together using what I consider are the 4 critical skills: design thinking, systems thinking, computational thinking, and emotional intelligence to guide our actions that turn these thoughts into action, we can make it happen. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to participate in the celebration of Women's Day 2019 with all of you at CEG.